You may proceed, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Gibson, would you state your name and address for the court's records, please?
My name is Robert Gibson. I live at 13129 South 2050 West.
Mr. Gibson, do you recall October 31st of 2002?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Gibson, did you have a job at that time?
Yes.
What hours do you normally work?
I usually go into work I usually show up at work at 10 o'clock.
And how late do you usually stay in the afternoon or evening or whatever?
Anywhere from 7 to 10 in the evening.
Okay. Are you normally home then between 3 and 5?
Typically not.
Okay, now on October 31st that year, did you have any reason not to go to work that afternoon?
I left work.
Okay. And where were you going?
Draper City Court.
And why were you going to Draper City Court?
Because I had an appointment with the traffic court.
What kind of an appointment?
We were going to trial.
And did you go to the Draper Court at what time were you scheduled to be there? I'm sorry.
1:45
And
p.m. that afternoon.
Did you go to the Draper Court that afternoon?
Yes, I did.
And were you able to work anything out with the court?
I spent a considerable amount of time talking to Buzz Cutler, who's the prosecutor in Draper Court.
And did you enter a plea in abeyance at that time?
After negotiating with them for a while, yes, I did.
Okay. Let me show you some marks as proposed Exhibit 2 and ask if you've seen them before.
Yeah, I've seen this document before.
And what is that?
That's a court document for Draper City Justice Court.
Is this the one that you, reflecting the plea in abeyance you entered into?
That's my signature on the document.
And what is the date on the bottom of the document?
10/31, which would be Halloween of 2002.
Your Honor, I move for the admission of Exhibit 2.
Any objection? No objection will be received.
Did you have to pay any fine or cost as a result of that plea in abeyance?
I believe I paid $100 for
And
the
what
court.
time, do you recall what time you paid that fine?
Yes, I do.
What time was that?
I believe I went upstairs at 2:45, so it would have been just a little after 2:45 when I paid the fine to the court clerk.
Now, after you paid that fine at 2:45 or shortly after, where did you go next?
I went out and got my car, and I
Wow.
drove out of
Where did you go?
I drove across the river over to Riverton,
Where did you go in Riverton?
my house.
Thank you. How long does it take you to go from the Draper Court to your house?
Approximately 15 minutes.
Why did you go to your house?
I wanted to pick some things up.
What were you picking up?
I wanted to pick up some health supplements that I had at my house.
And why did you feel that was necessary to do?
I wanted some of them at my office so I could take them during the course of the day.
And after you picked up those health supplements, where did you leave next?
I left my house to go put some gas in my car.
And where do you normally go to get gas?
Maverick, it's cheaper.
And where's that located?
There's a Maverick located on 2700 West and 126 South in Riverton, Utah.
And after you got gas, what was your next intent at that time?
I was going to drive back to work.
Okay, now on Your Honor, if I can have Exhibit 1 to show the defendant. Thank you. Could you describe for the court how you would normally drive to that Maverick station from your home?
My home is right here. I normally drive down 2050 West out to 13035 South, and I would drive westbound on 13035 South to cross the canal. When I get up here, I have to take this little jog, which is where the stop sign is. Then I would be northbound until I would be on this side of the school, and then I would come out to 2700 West exit that section.
Now, when you mentioned the stop sign at 12920 South and Natalie Drive, when you reached that stop sign, were there any other cars in the area?
There were several cars there.
Were there any cars between you and the stop sign?
There was at least 2 cars between me and the stop sign.
And was there anyone else in the vicinity while you were there?
There were a lot of students from the school crossing the street. They were standing in the street, and some of them were getting in the cars.
Now, you said there were at least 2 cars in front of you. From your observation, what were those cars doing?
Waiting for the kids to get out of the way. Some of them were picking up kids.
And could you have gone around those vehicles and made your right-hand turn?
I might have been cutting somebody else off who was trying to make a right-hand turn, and I didn't want to run over anybody. I mean, I suppose it's possible to drive over somebody, but I didn't think that was the thing to do that day.
So you stayed behind the 2 cars in front of you for what reason?
Because I can't drive through automobiles, and I can't drive over the top of people.
So you had to wait for them to get out of your way?
That's exactly right.
Okay. Now, while you were sitting there waiting for the 2 cars in front of you to clear the intersection, to clear the stop sign area, did you see your daughter Rachel?
Yes, I did.
Where was she?
She walked out of the crosswalk, the pedestrian access. Actually, I should call it the pedestrian access at the back of the school, for the back of the school.
There's a area that's encircled at the back of the school. Is that the area you're speaking about?
That's the pedestrian access that she walked out of, yes.
Okay. What happened when you saw her?
Well, I was very surprised.
Okay, what happened though?
She turned around and ran back onto the school grounds.
Did you, at that point, try to make any contact with her?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Now, there's been some testimony, well, I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Walsh?
Mr. Gibson, if I may see that State's Exhibit 1, Judge.
It's the map.
Mr. Gibson, do you recognize this document, State's Exhibit 1?
I'm familiar with that document.
And you're the respondent in that protective order, are you not, sir?
That's my name right there, yes.
You are the respondent, are you not, sir?
Yes, I am.
And you've been served a copy of this?
Yes, I was.
And you know that one of the restrictions on you as a result of this protective order is that you're supposed to stay away from that school, do you not, sir?